And so the gentleness is like something that I practice like deliberately. Yeah, I'm deliberately gentle with you. Whereas what comes natural to me would be simply not being social at all.
Is that right? You seem like a very social person.
Yeah.
No, it's like I am making myself do it. And I almost liken it to like the way I approach fitness. Like I hate the gym. It sucks. But if you don't get interested in suffering, if you don't find a way to enjoy it, you're not going to excel.
But is it something like with the gym, right? You might not want to get up and put your sneakers on and go work out. But once you're there, you're happy to do it. Is that like that?
100%.
Yeah.
So like, I don't want to get up. I don't want to do things. I don't want to perform. I don't want to be social. I don't want to text my friends because it's hard and I'm a very out of sight, out of mind guy. I don't want to call my dad. I don't want to see what my mom is up to because it's exhausting sometimes. And just to say that feels bad. It sucks to be tired to talk to someone you love. But then I make myself do it and I'm always feeling fulfilled by that. But it is exhausting at times. But yeah, it's all very deliberate for me. I think my natural inclination is to be very closed off and sort of just like in my head. When I was a kid, I think I've said this on the podcast, I was addicted to daydreaming to the point that it became like a problem that people were considering seeking medical help over. I would sit and just daydream for hours and hours. Cause I can I can induce lucid dreams. So when I daydream, it's like a full on dream in my head that I can see and really get into. And there are characters that have been recurring since I was a child, and it's a pretty cool place to hang out. But I can't because then I'll just be like sword fighting or whatever, instead of like paying attention to your girlfriend or calling your mother or doing the dishes. So yeah, it's a struggle. It's like embarrassing, honestly. And then you tell your friends, you're like, I love you. I'm sorry I don't call you. And they're like, what's the deal? And you're like, oh, it's exhausting. And then your friend's like, what? It's exhausting to talk to me? And you're like, well, yeah, but I love you. It's like do you know, maybe I've said this on the podcast before, the types of fun, type 1, 2, and 3 fun. So I love type 3 fun. That's my favorite type of fun. Type 1 fun is this. I'm with people I love. Like, this is exciting. There's so many things about this to me that are really great. It's like, I'm a fan of you. I'm a fan of you. I respect you as a man, and I'm so interested in what you have to say. I love you and watch all your videos. So I'm a fan. I'm a friend. This is great. It's just pleasurable. That's type 1. Okay. Type 2 is the gym. Like, it can be fun in the moment, but it is difficult. But you suffer a little and you feel better, right? But it also, it ebbs and flows between type 1 and a sort of suffering. That's the gym. That's maybe sports at times or whatever. And then there's type 3 fun. This is like mountain climbing. Like, it's a blizzard. One of my friends is literally dying. We don't know if we're going to make it. I have frostbite. It's an adventure, and it is not fun. It's terrifying. It's wild. It's crazy.
But that's the most fun to reflect upon, right?
Yes. Yes. And then later it's the most fun. That's type 3 fun. I love that. Recently I got asked a question on my Instagram or whatever about my favorite childhood memories. And my favorite childhood memories are me and my brothers, anytime there was like a legit blizzard, where I'm from, it's like we've gotten like 9 feet of snow before. Crazy amounts, like snow in your door, kill you type of snow. It would be blizzards, and we would purposefully release our Chow, our dog, who was not trained. He would just run away, right? And then we would spend all day trying to get him back into the house. So my parents would think he escaped, but we purposefully let him out in the blizzard because we wanted to have an adventure. And it wasn't fun.
And the dog lovers stopped listening again.
Yeah.
They had just tuned back in.
Well, he's a Chow, so he's this big fluff. He loved the winter. But we would be tracking him through the snow for miles. We'd be so cold. We'd be hungry and miserable, and he would bite you. You would be trying to find him, and he was so smart. He'd make his tracks go into the wood, and he would double back. So you'd be looking for him, and he'd come out of nowhere and grab your leg, and you'd fall, and he'd be dragging you around. He's a big Chow. They're really fun dogs, but he would never hurt you. But it was a whole thing. And then we're these kids. You're trying to tackle this big fluffy dog to capture him, and at the end, end, we would have to both carry him, like he's in a stretcher or something. But it was an all-day adventure, and it was kind of miserable. Like your hands are freezing. I have these memories of being like, are we going to get home? But those are my favorite memories. And we would do it on purpose. So like that's the thing, the type 1, 2, and 3 fun. When we talk about like never overcoming our issues or whatever, I always think like God set up life so that it's type 3 fun. Like when you apprehend the kingdom of heaven, how much fun is it going to be to look back on your suffering and be like, yeah, let's go.
That's a great analogy.
I did it.
But so often we're trying to turn God's type 3 fun into type 1 fun or something else.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's the thing with people in church where they're like, oh, it's difficult. Like parts of Mass are boring, or I'm like, it's not fun. And it's like, it's not supposed to be. It's not supposed to be fun. It's supposed to be true, and it's supposed to be good. Fun, he never at any point was like, this is going to be fun. And in fact, he was like, I think a lot of people are going to hate you, So like, why do we want it to be fun? Or why do we want it to be easy or anything like that? It's type 3 fun. You're climbing the mountain. Your friend is dying. You're pulling him up. You don't know if you're going to make it. But when you get up there and you take that photo and you come down and you're like, yo, we did that. That's going to be awesome,
Hey, thank you so much for watching. Before you go, do us a favor, leave a comment, let us know what you thought of the video, like, and subscribe.